Hey guys, it is the Saturday night fuse box engaged. Um at the moment I don't have any guests. I kind of sent the link out a little late, and plus I think a few people are a little tied up tonight. So for now I'm just gonna get this rolling. So for this stream I used the Spice Girls to try to entice people. And I was thinking about the Spice Girls earlier and how that was really just a magical time for everybody. The Spice Girls, they really had it. And I think about, first of all, I don't, for those of you who don't really know, uh, one of the things I love watching really bad movies and TV shows, like really cringy stuff, because it makes me laugh my butt off. That's honestly why I'm a big fan of Walker, Texas Ranger. And that's also why I'm a fan of the Hercules, the Legendary Journeys, and Xena Warrior Princess. Because I've seen a lot of people recently online talking about how those are just great shows, and I couldn't help but laugh my ass off because they're the cheesiest things that you'll ever see in your life. Um, and it's just that classic bad stuff, and that's why I was a big fan of that movie Kung Fury. Kung Fury was such a great parody of that stuff. And I actually came up with an idea a few years back to do a parody show about that particular genre, and it was going to be called Governing Guns. I still have the script and everything, but the biggest problem was funding. Because, in order to really make it what we wanted to make it, we would have needed a lot of money. So anyway, that's a slight digression, but not really, because you see, the thing is, one of the worst movies that I love to watch is Spice World. Spice World, most people have really great memories of it because they saw it when they were very, very young. I rewatched it as an adult, and I loved it because I laughed my freaking butt off. The thing about Spice World is that when you look at it from a writer's perspective, it has the thinnest plot imaginable. It digresses from the plot many times, and it doesn't even really have an ending. It kind of falls apart and becomes very meta at the very end, because it's like the writers just couldn't think of an ending, so they just decided, screw it, let's just throw everything out there. Let's make fun of ourselves, because screw it, right? And it was this big hit, but the whole reason it was a big hit is because the Spice Girls were in it. They were the stars. But that's it. Like, that's all they had. And I love my best friend and I. We both love to watch it and laugh about it, and we especially loved how when we read the synopsis on the back of the box, and one of the big things they advertised for that movie was it was Elton John's cameo. That was their thing. It was like, oh my god, and Elton John is in this movie, and it's like, oh my god, Elton John's in it. Guess what? He's in it for less than a freaking minute. Okay, he's in it for like 5 to 10 seconds, and he just says, "Oh, hey, how you doing, ladies? Yeah, it's great, huh? Okay, we gotta go. Bye." And that was it. What is up, wise guys? You traitor. You traitor, sir. That was just the frickin' best. So, oh God, I'm sure it was a lot. Like, I'm sure he charged a lot of money for that cameo, and that's why he's in it for like 5 seconds. And they literally just go up to him and they're like, "Oh, Elton, it's you. How are you doing?" It's, "Oh, hey girls, how you doing? Yeah." And then he's out the door. That's it. It's the whole thing. And they put that on the back of the box because that was the best they had, even though they had some pretty good British actors in that movie. And they gave them like these horribly, I guess, one-dimensional parts. Like the manager for the Spice Girls, he's probably my favorite character in that movie because he's as one-dimensional as it gets. It wasn't a proper cameo. It was only about 4 seconds. And freaking God, that whole, yeah, like just the thinnest plot you could think of. It's the girls are preparing for their big show. They get kind of sidetracked because they just can't stay focused on anything because they're all just busy having fun and expressing their each one of their unique little personality bits. And the manager's tearing his hair out trying to keep them all together. And he's technically kind of the bad guy. Like they make him out to be like, you got to let the girls have fun. What is wrong with you, sir? And it's like he had the right idea. He was doing his job. He's the manager. He's trying to get them ready for the show. That's all he was trying to do. And the poor guy, they were driving him insane, like all the way up to the end. Like they were driving him insane. And I think the best part about that character was his he had this like he was kind of dressed like the Riddler. He had like a green blazer with like a purple tie or all this stuff. It really made 1999 seem like just the best year to be alive. All the bright colors and I will say, like, when I was a kid and I saw that movie, I fantasized about living on that bus, the Spice Girl double decker bus. Because I mean, the way it looked, it was just like you go in that bus and it's like a giant studio apartment that moves all over the city. The 80s were pretty good, but I mean, I feel like the 90s were where America kind of hit its peak. That was when, we finally calmed down the hair. I didn't just want to be a groupie, like, I wanted to be part of the family, the Spice family. And I wanted to live in the bus and oh, definitely. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, man. No, I got over that a couple weeks ago actually. Like I was good last Saturday when we were all hanging out. I was just kind of taken aback by the very dramatic speak going on. We were talking about some really heavy subjects towards the end there, and I couldn't, I couldn't contribute because I'm not used to getting that heavy on a live stream. Oh Lord. But the Spice Girls, yeah, I think the Spice Girls were my sexual awakening when I was a kid. Oh hell, it was really fun. Like the comic convention, I managed to sell most of the books that I have left, and I actually yeah, I managed to sell most of the books I had left, and I did it with like the most basic bitch table there. Like everybody else had a bunch of like really cool decked out tables with like they had black curtain coverings and all that, and they had like these big signs and all. I just had a table and books, and I still managed to do well. Hell yes. But yeah, the Spice Girls were my sexual awakening, especially Baby Spice. I was in love with Baby Spice when I was a little kid. As I've gotten older, I've gotten more into Scary Spice, and well, I mean, I only went for one day, so you know, and it took me a while to sell because I mean, I think a lot of people, even though it was a convention, not a lot of people were interested in buying comics, which I thought was kind of weird. But I mean, the fact that I managed to sell as many as I did, I was freaking. Unfortunately, no, because I sold the books kind of cheap when I was there. It was like it was what is it? It was called Fan Expo. So I think they had like a bunch of people. They had a bunch of like celebrities going. A lot of them canceled because of COVID. But I mean, I know that Kevin Smith went there, I think, at one point, and I don't know who the hell else went because I didn't pay attention to the celebrity crap. I was just over at my table doing my thing, and Preston Acevedo was kind of catty corner to me, and he was making me look like a basic bitch, but it was good stuff. I charged under the price when I was there just because like the book had already been made and it was more about me trying to get some more eyes on Outlaw Nights. And also I was trying to compete with the others.
Seriously,
What's up?
showed up yet?
What?
Seriously, nobody showed up yet?
Nah, that's why I've just been monologuing about Spice World.
Give me some sanity. I just spent 7 hours with my brother.
That sucks. I don't
While
know your
I'm,
brother.
I call my brother my favorite anti to love and hate at the same time.
Shit.
He is part of the anti fandom and his anti CG community.
Really? In your own family? Holy crap.
Oh boy! And today was interesting
See,
because
nobody in my family knows about any of this.
I'll put it this way: he figured it out quickly who I was talking to because he hate watches all the people I stream with.
Fuck. Holy crap.
But it's been an interesting day.
Damn.
And I was being civil for 2 reasons. A, I'm not supposed to elevate my blood pressure right now because of the injury, or I can bleed out. And B, it was a joint party to celebrate his mom and his daughter's birthdays, which are all within about a week and a half of each other. So I had to be civil. And I don't get me wrong, I love my brother. I try not to take him in doses longer than an hour usually.
I
Otherwise, I
understand.
get a headache. Yeah. So
That's
I
a
love
lot of
him.
my extended family.
I love him, but oh god.
Been there, done that. Except
But
not with anti CG. That's I've never had that issue in my family. Nobody knows what CG is in my family, so
It was 2 years ago on my birthday. My brother very publicly and loudly let slip that he hate watches a lot of people I follow in fandom and CG.
that's just amazing. Holy crap.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so much fun sometimes.
I was talking about how Spice World is a movie that everybody loves because they saw it when they were young. But if you look at it now from a writer's perspective, it has the
I never
thinnest
watched it.
plot.
I never watched it. I thought it sounded stupid when they advertised it.
Well, it pretty much is, but that's why I like it, is because it's one of those movies I like to watch because it's bad. Because it has the thinnest plot imaginable and the characters are goofy and one-dimensional. And the Spice Girls themselves,
We're an annoying ass band.
I was in love with them, but that's, they were my sexual awakening when I was a child. I liked Baby when I was a little kid, but then when I got older, I grew more sophisticated and I started liking Scary Spice. So, she has more booty than the rest of them. And Posh Spice, well, I never was into her. She was always kind of a snob. Yeah, I think. Yeah, no, I once I go to another con, I'll definitely be able to do that. But I mean, yeah, I don't know when the next con is for New Orleans. I mean, usually it's only like a once a year kind of thing. Lordy, lordy.
I'm trying to be cheery and upbeat, and I'm trying not to be too pathetic.
Oh, I do that every day.
Is this when I say that the closest I came to a convention was trying to go to one when I went down to Florida and met up with Geeks and Gamers a year and a half, almost 2 years ago? But the line was so ridiculous and the crowds were so bad, I started having panic attacks and nobody ended up going in. They all ended up staying outside with me and helping me cheer up.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
The lines were like hours long to get in the door, and I'm out in front
Yeah.
of the building shaking, sitting around this little fountain spot, and all these guys from all these channels are just sitting there trying to cheer me up, but I felt like an idiot. I felt like such an
I mean,
idiot.
hey, you got a bunch of people from channels hanging out with you. Y'all pretty much had your own Comic Con.
But I'm not a crowd person at all. I really, 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 really don't like crowds.
I get that. I'm not big on them.
I wasn't big on them, and I had problems with them before I got trampled in. I had the 2,000 drunks treat me like a rug. So, yeah, I don't like crowds.
Yeah,
I think it was the more human most of those people had seen me, because usually when I'm on streams, I'm kind of verbose because you're taking my personality in a place where I don't feel threatened or intimidated, so I can just speak my mind without fear. And then they saw me dealing with crowds, and they saw my shy side and my quiet side and my panic side, and then
I
we
have yet
left
to
there
really.
and as soon as we went off to go do other stuff, I started torturing Jeremy about his pre-ripped jeans and taking pictures of him walking in them and making jokes, publicly posting them. um,
I wouldn't. Wait, he buys pre-ripped jeans.
he admitted on a stream in 2019 in like September that he buys pre-ripped jeans. And
That,
from that date, from that date until I met up with him at the end of February in 20, I trolled him nonstop on every channel either of us was on for months on end about being pre-ripped mom jeans. And I actually had people spreading memes that I made about it and other stuff, and clips of him making weird faces saying he buys pre-ripped mom jeans and I'm a basic bitch and stuff like that. And I meet him and I get down there. And the first place I met them was down at this little pier point out in Pensacola Beach area. And I'm sitting there eating with a bunch of the guys, and he pulls up in his fucking Z car, all decked out, fancy pants and everything, and these sparkle shades and stuff. Looks at me and goes, "I can't believe you drove all this way to meet us losers." And I just sat there a second, like, oh, fuck. And I couldn't say anything for a while. And we talked for a bit. And I look at him and go, "I can't believe you didn't wear the pre-ripped jeans today." And he looks down and goes, "Oh, yeah, shit, you're right. I should have worn them just for you." We split for an hour to go take care of some stuff and meet back up at the car. And he went home and changed into his pre-ripped jeans to show back up for the next start of the day with me.
I mean, that's the only comeback you need. Anytime he tries to insult or throw a jab at you, all you ever have to say is, "Will you buy pre-ripped mom jeans?"
No, it's worse than that. Is that I told him once from the chat on one of his streams that if I ever got to talk to you face to face on a stream or in person, the first thing I'm going to call you is pre-ripped mom jeans. And okay, I did not know this was happening. I was doing a little stream in December of 19, a few months later. Hunky Chunky Monkey, the one my husband spoofs, was on the panel with me, and I didn't know he had sent the stream link to Jeremy and nagged him to come on. He joked he was going to, but it made it sound like he didn't actually do it. And so they're insulting each other, and we're all swearing and acting like children. All of a sudden, I look backstage, and I see him try to fall out of his chair laughing, watching us argue and yell on stream. And you can see my face. And holy shit, guys. And I click him on, and the first thing he says is he points at Hunky Chunky and goes, the monkey made me do it. The monkey made me do it. It's like, I just remember this shock. I didn't even realize he remembered who I was. And I started laughing at him. And okay, and thank you. And by the way, and welcome, Mr. Pre-Rip Mom Jeans. And he started laughing so hard he almost fell out of his chair because I think he didn't think I'd actually do it. You know? It was just this instant moment where you could see his face when I said it, like, even nervous and giggling nervously, she still fucking said it to my face. It was just this moment you could see it in his eyes, like, wow, she did it. So then we went out to goof around and have dinner and hang out and stuff that night. And he's walking from one business to the other as we're all talking in those pre-ripped jeans, and they're skinny jeans too. They made him look so scrawny and nerdy. And he has this almost robotic walk. And I was taking pictures, and I posted the most awkward looking ones saying, "Look at Jeremy strutting that ghetto catwalk like a basic bitch." And posted it to him, and he liked it and reshared it.
Oh, Jeremy.
So this is why, even though I don't really talk to him anymore and stuff, when people bitch about him, it's like, he's been absolutely nice to me. He absolutely has, even when I was nobody. You know?
I've never really talked to him before. But Miss Rena, the Spice Girls were the phenomenon of the 90s.
They were a girl group equivalent of boy bands of the 90s. They were black trash.
They defined the 90s.
They defined boring trash.
And the movie Spice World is one of the best, worst movies you'll ever watch.
And the movie Spice World will make you want to rip your head off.
It doesn't do that to me. It makes me laugh my ass off at how basic the script is. It's as basic as it gets. But it's wonderful. But, you know, again, loved Baby when I was young. As I've grown older, I know Scary Spice is the way to go. She has the best booty of all the women. Ginger Spice is the one who kind of ruined everything because she's the one who dropped out of the band first. And after that, it all just kind of went downhill. And That was the end of the 90s.
The Spice Girls went downhill the second they actually got a contract.
Rosetta, you're being awfully negative about the
Because they
defining people
sucked.
of the 90s.
They sucked like hell. I'm sure they sucked in many ways. I'm sure that's how they got a record deal. They sucked.
Well, they did do a concert naked once, but that was a really, again, it was the beginning and the end of the 90s. Why cover your ears, wise guys? Why? It's nothing but greatness. That song Two Become One, that's the most beautiful song about a man and a woman having relations that has ever been made. Yes, it was fun.
Seriously mean this shit.
What's this? Oh, you're talking about I mean, no, I mean like the story in the movie, it fell apart at the end. Like they just went meta at the very end because they didn't know where they were going with it. I mean, it just became, they started making fun of the movie itself, which is really the best way to go when you don't have a script and you're just making it up as you go along. It's kind of, but I put it in the same category as I put Walker, Texas Ranger, Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, Xena Warrior Princess.
God, I hated Hercules and Xena.
Because like it's so cheesy and it's so basic, but it's hilariously bad. And that's the best way I can describe Spice World.
He's just listing stuff I never liked. He's just listing things I've never liked.
But I'm talking about things that I like because they're bad. Like
I couldn't even hate watch those. I can hate watch movies about like teenagers destroying each other and cheerleaders because I like watching bimbos torture each other, even though they're crappy movies. But I can't hate watch that stuff because I couldn't even get into it that much. But yeah, I love watching dumb women torment each other. I love that. I gotta say, I've got a mean girl in me. I like the Regina George stuff. I mean, why do you think I use that meme all the time of her telling people to go shave your back now?
Well, no, that was a really good movie, like in terms of like the script and everything. Like it's the only quote chick flick that I really liked was Mean Girls. But yeah,
those aren't chick flicks. Chick flicks are romances.
It starred women, and it was about.
That's not what a chick flick is. That's not what a chick flick is.
The box is pink.
No. Chick flicks are about movies that you watch with a girl to get her into the sack because it makes her romantic. And I think most of those are absolute trash. No. Mean Girls is not a chick flick. It's a teen drama, but to me it's funny because they torture each other. And I like watching girls suffer when they're dumb sluts. I mean,
well, the Spice Girls didn't suffer in their movie.
See, and that's why it sucked as a movie.
Okay, Hallmark Channel movies, okay. Yeah, Hallmark, I don't know why anybody watches the Hallmark Channel because those movies all look completely interchangeable to me.
You can watch Hallmark Channel movies the same way that you can watch like really bad sci-fi and horror on Sci-Fi Channel. You watch it because you're going to watch an hour-and-a-half movie that you will pause and make fun of so much it will take 8 hours.
That's what I do with Walker, Texas Ranger. Because Walker is just the best when it comes to all of that. Like, it's got the worst stereotypes ever. It's like an after-school special with a guy jumping out of helicopters and using fake martial arts. Oh, God. I need to rewatch Walker. It's been a hot minute, and good God. I do have Xena and Hercules on DVD. I'm saying that in public. Actually, Hercules was actually the more cheesy of the two. Xena just got way up its own ass.
I am the one who can literally sit there and get annoyed with things because I am very much an obsessive person when it comes to things that involve mythology, and I hate things that just absolutely bastardize it. So I honestly, 90% of the things that involve mythology, I end up not liking just because it's not good enough in my eyes, if that makes sense.
I actually totally agree with you on that, because one of the things I hate the most about when I see new mythology movie stuff, like, I hate it when they do shit like what they did with the Rock version of Hercules and the movie Troy, where they just cut the mythology out of it completely. And they're like, oh, here's what probably happened if it was real.
See, I am a devout study of mythology, and I think there's a cross point where all the myths we're trying to explain reality. And I think you can, in a way, take mythical characters and work them into history in a way that shows how humans got that way, but still actually respects the myth. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody's done it well that way, because either they just try to go full realism and make it really weird, or they just don't know the myths well and they get like half of their shit wrong,
That's like Clash of the Titans. That was, oof. They threw in the Kraken in a Greek myth for whatever reason.
Meanwhile, give me about another 10, 15 minutes and I'll beat another RPG game.
Good.
Maybe longer, depending on if I decide to sit there and do a few more extra fun things. I want to go beat up on the stupid maids again.
Hell yeah.
In As Divine, when they say maids, what they're actually talking about are the servants that work for the time deity that basically controls the universe. So when you're beating up on them, it's actually a kind of a serious fight.
It's the way to be. I actually saw a thing. Apparently next month, they're coming out with a movie about Zeus.
Oh God, please no. I mean,
and it's actually Zeus is going to be played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Fuck that bastard. I mean, I have some vitriol towards him right now. I'm just going to say that.
Because of his crap that he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not big on him, and I honestly, but like from like just a film perspective, it's like he can kind of look the part of Zeus, but he can't act, so it's probably gonna be really awkward listening to Zeus in that German accent.
No, please. He doesn't have any correct accent to any land. That's what's so awkward about him. His voice doesn't match any accent on Earth. It's like this own accent, try and mix like 4 different accents together. And it's really awkward. And it's Arnold. And if you like him, that's fine. But don't try and make him play very specific cultural characters, because it's not going to work.
Yeah. I want to see John Stamos play something in a Greek myth.
Oh God, please no! I do not want to see those chicken legs in the toga.
He doesn't need to be a toga. He could wear armor. Any of
their clothes, because most of their clothes were knee height. Have you actually seen his legs in any of the stuff he's done?
I don't usually look at John Stamos.
I didn't mean to. He did a sitcom several years ago that was short-lived, and it was like Grandfathered or something, where he's this absolute manho who ends up finding out he has grandkids. But
I remember that.
One of the scenes in it had them on a beach, and you see a close-up of his legs, and he has got the scrawniest white boy chicken legs I've ever seen in my life.
Well, that's why we got to get him to do some squats.
It was so awkward. It was so awkward. Oh my gosh. And me and my husband were sitting there looking at it going, oh my God, those legs don't match that body and face. And we were laughing.
I didn't know about that. Damn.
Okay,
Yes.
so maybe we have a little bit of a sick, twisted, cruel sense of humor. But to be fair, I'm a woman. I'm supposed to be a bitch.
Well, we need to see a Greek myth movie starring the Spice Girls.
Oh God, fuck no.
Yes, it would be the greatest thing of all time.
What is it with you other than the fact that they're hoe bags?
I mean, again, they were my sexual awakening. I had a poster of them with all the cleavage showing.
In other words, you purely like them because you wanted to fuck their titties.
And the music. But I was too young to know what I wanted to do with them. My balls hadn't dropped yet. I looked at them and I'm like, there's something about this. I like this.
How old are you again?
32.
God, I keep getting younger than me.
32 going on 18.
I really have 6 years over you.
Yeah.
Shit.
This
is where if you're being classy, you go, yeah, but you don't look it. You fucking idiot.
Look, I can't do something unless there's a script in front of me. It's the way it works.
Where is everyone else that said they were going to be here tonight?
Oh, they're not here.
Well, I figured that out. They're kind of, lack of other people.
That's the thing. I was like, when I first came on, I didn't think anybody was going to show up, so I just started monologuing about Spice World. And that's why I'm demanding a sequel to Spice World. And it'll be Spice World 2, Spice World at War. And it's going to be very dramatic. It's going to be like, heavy post-apocalyptic story where the girls have to reunite the band in order to save the world.
And then this post-apocalyptic world, no clothes remain. They all got burned up, right?
No. See, the idea is they were all about, oh, girl power, girl power. So in this thing, it's
I hated the 90s girl power shit. Oh my God,
But that's why in Spice World at War, the world has been taken over by boy power, and it's like this fascist regime, and they have to take it down using the power of some vague...
Shut up. You're going to give the SJWs an idea.
No, see, they wouldn't be able to do it right, though. They would make it like ultra serious. Like you have to be satirical.
That's why I'm telling you to shut up now.
Like they would write, and all the male characters would sound very alien. Like kind of like that guy from Avatar. Did you ever watch
Avatar?
Yeah, like the bad guy in Avatar.
Avatar is what happens when you get a fucking hack to try to write a space sci-fi based on natives, and they end up looking like fucking elves trying to be acid tripping Smurfs.
Well, I was thinking
Avatar.
I was thinking of that horrible bad guy who he was like cliche evil businessman who was just like, oh, who cares? They're just goddamn trees. Oh, good times.
See, as much as I don't like the propaganda stuff, at least when they made Fern Gully, they were actually dealing with an issue which was clear-cutting rainforests. That actually is a real issue for the environment. It wasn't just propagandist pieces. It was an actual issue that was happening then. It still was too much into the propaganda side, but it was more tolerable. It wasn't just portraying that all loggers are trying to clear cut and destroy everything. It was dealing with a specific group,
Yeah.
That, even though it gets cringe at times, I can handle. Plus, Robin Williams and Tim Curry in the same movie is automatically a win. But I could handle that. It had its moments, but it was mostly about the woods.
Oh yeah, well I mean 90% of the reason Avatar existed was just, hey, look at what we can do with the computer. Look at that, everything's 3D.
Would you like me to tell James Cameron what I think he should do with his computer? Can I?
James Cameron, when I think of him, I think of that song from South Park. And they do, James Cameron, the bravest pioneer.
Let me put it to you this way a little bit. Even Titanic was a piece of shit. Yeah, the visuals. Let me explain this here. The visuals, the stuff that was actual artifacts that were on the ship, stuff like that, he did the recreation beautifully. That is not a dispute,
Yeah.
The story, he took an actual person's name from the ship logs, an actual person's story, and completely rewrote it to make him a villain when he wasn't. And changed the guy's personal history and got sued by the family.
Shit.
The guy that they painted as this abusive asshole, the only thing true they told in that is that she cheated on him and he ended up committing suicide when his life fell apart. That's the only thing true about him they told in that entire movie.
Well, oh, that was the guy played by Billy Zane?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
He was not that asshole, and she cheated on him. But even in the movie, she cheated on him. Why do we glorify this shit?
Because it was all done in a way that's all romantical.
It's not romantic to cheat on a man. Have the balls to break up with him first. Sorry, I hate those sluts.
No, I get it.
But I've had issues with him since then because, again, he did a lot of damage to a family by lying about their family member and not changing the name.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. Fuck. Well, I mean, James Cameron is not the most good person I've ever heard of. I know he's very much in love with himself. I know that.
Yes, he is.
And I think, weren't they planning like at least 5 sequels for Avatar?
Yeah, they said like 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, that they're going to do like an Avatar movie every other year, and so far they've done none of them. Please continue. Please stick to that trend. Do not make them. Go fuck yourself if you make them. Thank you. And nobody wanted them that had a brain.
The Terminator franchise is fucked beyond belief at this point. So
it's just amazing to me, this stupid shit people do. Honestly.
And next thing you know, James Cameron's going to steal my idea for Spice World at War.
Maybe it'll take a bit longer. Holy shit, there's a lot of story in the end of this one. I still haven't gotten through the last maze because they're constantly going to more story. To be fair, this the As Divine game series is literally about multiple dimensions, all involving the interlife and battles and wars involving all these deities. So it's really a lot of story in it. It's also so far the only game series I know like this, where every freaking game has a special ending where you can unlock it so he collects all the female team members as his harem at the end.
Sounds a little bit like Chrono Trigger.
It's not quite, but it's part of that same style. That's the style of RPGs I like. That's the style of games I like. I've always liked that stuff. So
I was really big into those, but mainly like the classic ones. Good old Final Fantasy.
Did you ever play the Phantasy Star series?
No, but I've heard about it.
The first RPG game I beat on my own was Phantasy Star 4, which I still have a big soft spot to. If you go on the App Store for Google, they actually have a app you can download which has all 4 of the games from the series together.
Okay.
So you can actually play through them and stuff. Same with Shining Force, Shining in the Darkness, you can do those too. And Shining in the Darkness is a great labyrinth game that kind of was based on taking those turnstile RPGs and mixing it with like the old Minotaur labyrinth games for the old computers and kind of all in one with a bit of the Save the Princess stuff. So it's a fun one too. And it's also available in the App Store free now. And that's one of the first ones I beat growing up too.
Fuck yeah. I played the Spice Girl game.
Oh God, fuck's sakes.
I played it with a friend of mine when I was a kid.
You were making me feel sorry for you.
We were both dudes. We were broing down to the Spice Girl game.
Oh my God. Why didn't you have better taste?
That was like way in the beginning of my video gaming time when I was playing like Spyro the Dragon and all that stuff.
Why didn't you have better taste?
I developed the better taste. Especially once I got into Final Fantasy. That was when it took off.
Final Fantasy I've had hit or miss feelings with. Some of them I like, some of them I don't.
I don't like most of the later ones.
I don't like most of the later ones because they went very much away from more of the turnstile, classic style to more of a slasher action RPG. And I don't like those. It's why even though I love the stories and stuff in it, I never got very much into Zelda's because most of them were the action style. And I'm not as into that. I like the strategy. I like planning. I like playing people's attacks off each other to create super attacks and all the strategy. I love the logistical, logical side of the games.
Oh shit! Did you ever play Xenosaga?
Oh God, sounds familiar. I'm trying to remember. Shit.
It was a very complicated plot. Like it combined like futuristic sci-fi with Gnostic Christianity with like a bunch of like mysticism, probably some Kabbalah in there. And it was a mind fuck. Like one of the
I would
characters
suggest if you're really into games like that, start by searching As Divine. You can get those; they're not that expensive, and you can get them with no ads and stuff like that, so you can play them without all that. And it's only a few dollars each. But Kemco, which was one of the games that was working with Nintendo and Atari stuff back in the old days in Japan, still makes a fuck ton of turn-based RPGs, and they release them as apps and on things like the Switch and stuff all the time.
Okay.
And that's who makes As Divine and a whole bunch of the other games I play. And again, it is a Japanese company, so sometimes there's places in it where the grammar structure in the English translations will make you cringe, but you had that in the games back then too. You know?
Yeah.
But they do a lot of them dealing with different mythologies and wars between different churches and gods and their servants and stuff like that. And it's really great stuff, honestly.
Hell yeah. No, see, Elton John was only in it for 5 seconds. Like, he can't be part of the title. It's Spice World 2, Spice World at War.
Okay. On this phone here, you see all these little boxes here?
Yes.
Every one of them has between 6 to 20 apps in them that are different turn-based RPGs that I've collected from different pages and stuff to play through.
Damn.
I got a bunch of Google Store gift card code numbers sent to me from several friends for my birthday last month, and I used it to buy a whole bunch of premium ones that were on sale for like $1 to $4 each. So these are complete premium versions, everything unlocked, no ads, all that stuff. And I'm just
Damn.
playing through all of it, and they're all here in alphabetical order, ready to play.
Lordy. Well, we need to make a turn-based RPG based on the Spice Girls.
No. I am desperately trying to get you to not talk about them. Can't you tell that?
I mean, look at my banner thing down there. I have to talk about them.
You can't make me look at that.
You just have to help me come up with more ideas to expand the Spice Girl franchise.
Can they get shot out of a cannon into space?
Come on, that's too simple. We gotta spice it up. See?
So you douse them in cayenne pepper and then you shoot them out of the cannon into space.
I don't know if you were a fan of Dragon Ball, but Garlic Jr.'s servants were called the Spice Boys. So there's an idea.
Not much. It's not my style of anime usually. My nephew is very into it.
Lately, I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid again.
I'm very eclectic, but I'm also very picky. So I have a little bit of this genre, a little bit of this genre, a little bit of this genre that I like, and everything else, fuck it.
Well, I like Metal Gear Solid, even though it's kind of up its own ass sometimes.
Which, by the way, will be fun because when I get home, I'm supposed to have a couple crates of random comic books from estate sales waiting at my mailbox.
Hell yeah.
Which I have no idea what's in them.
Is Outlaw Nights in them?
No, because this is from old estate sales, so this is all retro comics.
Maybe I went back in time and sold Outlaw Nights.
No.
It might not have happened yet. Like I may do it in the future.
No.
Wise guys think it's exciting that I'm selling comics in the past.
I think he thinks it's exciting that I get to dig through this box and go through and find all these comics and see if I like any.
I mean, he could be talking about that, or, you know, it could be one of those time loop paradox type of things.
I think Wise Guy should be up here on the panel.
He's saying that he's listening to a lot of streams at the moment, so he's multitasking.
Maybe I should. I haven't really thought much about it. I don't know. I clicked onto eBay and they had them on sale from this one estate sale for like some odd number, and it came out to less than $1 a comic. So I just bought a couple boxes and had them sent to the mailbox. I have no idea what's in them at all, but that's kind of fun because then you can find weird, rare, obscure, and even some of the historical flops are fun to have for the historical knowledge. You know?
Yeah. I feel like I can't go through a lot of past comics, particularly like superhero stuff, because it's like they're all connected, and it's like you got to start from the frickin' beginning. Wise Guys claims that your answer was the correct one, but I'm gonna beg to differ on that. And yeah, he's modding some of the streams.
I wasn't really worried about it because, like I said, less than $1 a comic with shipping. Even if they turn out to be complete and utter trash, it's still fun to try. And I'm not worried about it. It was a little money I had left over from some stuff people sent me, and it's just fun. And if I end up finding a couple in there that I really like, if I can find the old Diane Fury ones and the ones dealing with Wonder Woman's daughter and stuff that I used to have, that would be fun. That would be interesting. If I can find a lot of that kind of stuff, I could. I mean, there were some comics that I used to have. I cannot remember the titles because it's been so long. But you got to realize my comic book collection, all my old comics, the fact that I had the hardcover book bound for the Death of Superman saga and stuff was stolen and sold by my brother's ex while I was in Job Corps 900 miles away.
Jeez,
So,
is this the same brother that is anti-CG?
yeah. To be fair, he had nothing to do with that, and she stole a lot of his too. So I can't hold him responsible for her being a thieving slut face. You know?
Good God. One of my exes stole $600 from me.
I will tell you that she is lucky that I was 900 miles away when I found out, or they would have needed dental records.
I can believe that.
You don't fuck with the nerds comics.
Speaking of comics, I'm thinking about crowdfunding Spice World 2 as a comic.
Fuck's sakes!
Spice World at War.
What is it going to take to get you away from Spice Girls?
I mean, I haven't really paid much attention to them over the past 20 years, but it's the theme of the show. So, and this is an idea.
Why?
It's
Why
gold.
did you decide to pick them as a theme? What were you sitting there wanking off, going, "Hey, I remember doing this to these girls years ago."
I was trying to think of something. I was trying to think of something clever to advertise the stream with, and I thought of one of the lines from one of those songs where they went, "Tonight is the night that two become one," and so I went, "Tonight is the night that when an undetermined amount of people become one." And then I was like, you know what, the Spice Girls, that's gonna work.
You need help.
Well, I can't imagine that the license is that expensive. Like, God only knows. It's probably, they'd probably pay me money for the license.
Fuck all the way off with this shit, right?
That was a good joke, and you know it.
Yeah, the Spice Girls were a bad joke, not a good one. You gotta get it correct.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel. It's like you got all the characters and the interpersonal dramas and conflicts. It's like I feel like I got to start from the fucking beginning. I'm not gonna get it. Although, I mean, some of that stuff's pretty simple. I mean, we all know Lois Lane loves Clark Kent. We all know that Batman and Catwoman have this weird push and pull relationship. And we all know that the Spice Girls are heroes,
Zeros.
They were the greatest. They were the symbol of the 90s.
No.
It was a beautiful time. When the Spice Girls broke up, that was the end of the 90s and the beginning of the horrible 2000s.
Oh, I love 2000s. I was in Job Corps, then out on my own. I was doing carpentry. I was learning, exploring. I was falling in love. I love that era.
I mean, I did quite a few things in the 2000s, but still wasn't the 90s.
So wait, now put the context here. Since I have 6 years over you, that means that when I was in shop doing carpentry and rebuilding cabins and shit like that, you were 11 and 12.
Most likely.
Oh, fuck me. Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
I was making cheesy movies.
You're such a baby.
I was making cheesy movies in my backyard, forcing my cousins to be in them.
You're such a little baby. Oh.
In fact, when I was 11 or 12, I think I was still into the Spice Girls. So, yeah. It all fits. Well, Mm, I don't think by the new millennium though. That was when it was kind of like, okay, we're on the way out. Things took a turn. Lordy, lordy.
Lordy, lordy, you're young.
I try.
You try to be young? Wait a minute. Then why are you letting yourself be bald and not at least wear a hat?
I'm not bald. I still have hair. It's just not. It's receded a bit.
My husband had a receding hairline and was starting to bald at 19, and he has more hair now than you do.
That's just the camera angle.
No, it's not.
Once I get a webcam, it'll be different.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Just because I don't have bangs anymore doesn't mean that I'm bald.
Aren't you cute when you're trying to not be bald?
I think the Spice Girls would agree with me.
For fuck's sakes, the Spice Girls. They're totally not gonna fuck you.
They would. I've had sex with older
they
women.
They might. Wait, they were total hoe bags. I mean,
I've had sex with older women. It's true.
I don't know if I'm supposed to feel good or insulted by the way you've said that.
It's good. It's like, it was hot. And I'm showing off my prowess and my powers.
Wise guy, I'm gonna make you uncomfortable now. Which one of us looks younger, me or him?
Oh God. See, I don't even know if he's. I think he's paying attention to something else. It's on one of those other streams where all the popular kids went.
I was never one of the popular kids. Why should I start now?
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Thank you. Hey, to be fair, most people assume I'm in my 20s when they meet me. So I've been literally multiple times I have been mistaken for a sister to my nieces and my nephews.
Some people at my job think I'm in my 20s.
Do they not understand receding hairlines? I mean,
it's only receded a bit.
That's not a bit. That's a lot.
Only a bit.
I actually did do one where I posted several pictures as a little collage together, which were a bunch of different screenshots and pictures people had taken of me in 2020 and 21, with a couple pictures of me when I was 16 and 17 mixed in, and people couldn't tell them apart until which were which.
Lordy, lordy.
I really haven't changed much. When I was 15, everyone assumed I was in my mid-20s. I'm in my late 30s. People still assume I'm in my 20s.
They think I'm in my 20s at my job, so then.
Maybe that's just because you act that way.
I actually work at a Lebanese restaurant, so I'm one of a handful of whiteys.
Lebanese have some pretty good white in some of their culture too. Actually, that is one of the northern Arab cultures, and not all of them are that dark. My cousin was married to one for a long time, and she was blonde and pale, and she was full Lebanese.
I know, but I mean, look at me. I'm like, I'm so white you can see my emotions. Like,
look at me here. I am card carrying Oglala Sioux.
I'm a whitey. Like, oh God, gyros, chicken kebab.
Gyro started with
Basmati
Greek,
rice.
but it has been adapted other places, but that's actually technically Greek. But go ahead.
We're claiming it, so.
You don't get to just claim other people's cultures. Who are you, fucking European? Oh, wait, you are.
Yes. I told you. What have I been
fucking
saying?
Bastards. Fucking Eurocentric history. Nothing exists until Europeans use it. Actually, that is kind of true in the history books. And that's a tirade I have too, but I digress.
That was like one of my favorite lines from Ron Swanson in that what's that fucking show called again? The one that's like The Office. No, the one that's like The Office.
I don't know. I don't really watch much of anything.
I'm trying to remember what it was called. I can't believe I forgot. Jesus. The one with Amy Poehler.
Bitchfield?
No.
God, I can't stand Amy.
I liked her in this one show. I'm just trying to remember what it was called.
I liked Mean Girls, which had her in it, but her, she's such a fucking bitch. God, I can't stand that woman.
Parks and Recreation, that was it. Yeah, in Parks and Rec, there was Ron Swanson, the character Ron Swanson, they asked him like about history, and he's like, history began on July 4th, 1776. Everything before that was a mistake.
Well, that would mean a lot of the targeting of natives would have been before that, but he wouldn't be counting that. See, this is where I argue with people. Is we can't admit that the country made a lot of mistakes, and that yes, there was genocide, and Manifest Destiny was racism straight up, and we can acknowledge that and still love the country and still see the good in it.
I'm not denying that.
I cannot tell you the amount of people who've literally said you're just a conquered people, you shouldn't have rights, or the ones who say our supposed genocide and put quotations on it. It's like, no, it's not supposed. It happened. Yeah. I mean, this is honestly a real thing. I did this a few years ago where I went on a tirade, and I was just typing up quickly dumb ass racist things that the hard right and hard left have said to me about natives. Absolute false stereotypes, or where they try to lump all the tribes together, or all this kinds of shit. And I just started typing up dumbass shit both sides have said to me about natives. And I typed for like 5 minutes, and I looked up and I had this list of almost 100 things long. And I was literally just typing what people had said to me off the top of my head quickly.
Damn.
And I was like, because on one side, you got one side that wants to portray us all as just a bunch of savages, and that it wasn't their fault that when people came over and started killing us, they were victims and stuff like that. It's like, no. And then you got one side that wants to portray us as like tree-hugging hippies who never warred and stuff. And it's like, fuck you, no. I'm part of a warrior nomadic tribe that loved hunting. And most natives are very much, their culture's based in hunting and skins and furs. So if you're a tree-hugging hippie, if you're this vegan bitch or stuff, stop fucking claiming you care about natives. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, back to my other tirade. So I hate both sides on the shit they say about natives. I really, really do. And I can acknowledge both sides do have racism towards it. They do. It's this absolute racial, it's insane. But again, those are the extremists on both sides. Most people are in the middle and are decently rational and can say, yeah, there was a lot of shit we shouldn't have done, but it is a better country now. And yeah, there's problems we have now, and the laws on the reses are racist, but overall we're a good country, and we just need to fix those things and go from there. That's where most people, rational people, are. But
most rational people would also say that I'm not bald. I just have a receded hairline.
Kiss your bald head.
It's not, I don't have a head. I only have a forehead to kiss. I don't have a bald head. There's hair on there. That's what she said.
I laugh so hard when people say this dumb shit, because they say this and then they act like you're not supposed to be mad at them for saying it. And that wasn't racist of me to say. It's like, yeah, really was. And I typed up this list, and this was ridiculous stuff like, oh God, where they literally, if you're native, aren't you related to this one native we heard of in history? Or all you people are connected to nature, or so then you don't believe in modern medicine and stuff like that. And stuff. It's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. What the fuck are you smoking? I had one woman tell me that I was lying about being native because I can't be native and Christian.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was a thing. Oh,
I don't know if you'd be able to. I don't know if you'd like watching Walker, because see, like in Walker, the Walker is half native, and so whenever he goes to see the natives, like they're all like these spiritually tuned people with like magical abilities and stuff.
Well, there is one thing too, joking around in entertainment and stuff. And look, I like F Troop, for fuck's sakes. You know how it portrayed natives, right?
I didn't see it.
F Troop was a series a long time ago. And okay, the premise of the series started with the guy that ends up leading this military base does so because he has an accident on the battlefield, ends up sneezing and makes somebody mistake his retreat call for a war call, and ends up accidentally winning a battle. And so he gets promoted even though he's this complete bumbling idiot. And they're constantly dealing with the Hakawi. And this was every native joke you could ever imagine rolled into one. And the whole stereotype of the natives conning white man and stuff like that, everything all in one. One of the points where he's sitting there going, "You will do it, you promise, or me sue." No, me not sue, me Akawi. It's got all kinds of stuff like that in it. And it's like at one where he's telling the story of how our tribe got its name. We didn't start here. We started exploring, and then we got lost, and we looked around and went, "Where the heck are we?"
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know. You remember who Ken Berry is?
Nope.
Okay. Do you know much about classic sitcoms?
Some of them?
You ever see Mama's Family?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the useless son?
Yes.
Bitten? That's Ken Berry. He was the one who played the inept commander of the fort.
I can see that.
There you go.
Oh,
so,
God.
Yes, this was the stuff I grew up on. Is this kind of stuff. Okay, when they made the live action of Dudley Do-Right in the 90s, it got panned with low rating. The thing is, it actually was very accurate to how the stories in Dudley Do-Right were told in the cartoon. The reason it got panned is it did a lot of the same native jokes and style that F Troop did, including one point where I thought Native North Americans could run all day. Oh, yeah, right, like we're really Indians.
Oh, God.
And stuff like that. It was fucking hilarious, but it was considered racially offensive, and the movie got panned all over the place for it. And, you had Brendan Fraser playing Dudley, and you had Alfred Molina as Snidely Whiplash.
I didn't know it. I've totally forgot Alfred Molina was in that.
And
Jesus.
The movie got panned because they thought that the way they handled the native tribe in it was racist, and it's like, it was fucking funny. You know what's funny? Is F Troop and Dudley Do-Right's remake are two of my dad's favorite things. My dad is the one that's part of the tribe where I got all my tribal heritage from. If you look up Williams and Ree, this is their code name for their comedy duo is the Indian and the white guy. They have been touring together around mostly, minority communities, reservations, and stuff for over 50 years. And their entire purpose as a community is that we're going to make everyone the same by making massive fun of everybody's race.
It's the way to be.
Ree is from my tribe. So I grew up on that stuff. I grew up on things where they do little songs and they sing about, now that they got casinos, guess they can't do no more harm, and stuff like that. As jokes.
Wow.
And I'll have the rest of you honkies know my people were never lost, therefore we did not need to be discovered.
Yeah.
How many people are here because they're children of the Indian and just wanted to see Papa? They start talking about cars, and how many of you have seen the Indian or somebody like him next to their car with a coat hanger? Stuff like that.
Oh, Jesus. Lordy, lordy.
Well, they describe Fords as found on reservation dump.
Lordy. Lordy, lordy.
This is the stuff I grew up on, where you make fun of, especially, and what I was always taught is if you're going to make fun of anybody, the first thing you have to do is make fun of yourself and who you are first.
Oh, I can do that.
You can't make fun of anyone else if you're not willing to make fun of yourself, basically. And that's what I believe in.
I believe that you make fun of everybody except for the Spice Girls.
No, there's dumb sluts.
That's a derogatory comment.
Yes, it is.
And you know that this is Spice World at war. Like, that's what this whole stream is about. We're trying to pitch the idea.
You're not gonna change me.
Oh, I'll change you.
No. Greater men have tried. Trust me.
There are no greater men than me.
Oh, bullshit.
What are you talking about?
I mean, what did I say last week? I'm European and native. That means I scout myself, you know?
I'm only 1% Native American according to Ancestry.com. So
there's no genetic studies to base that on. No tribe has let them study them enough to actually have anything to base it on. So they're literally making those up for natives.
Well, I mean, it's possible there's like one somewhere up there. But I mean,
a few families might have, not enough on any tribe for them to actually be able to ascertain anything. I mean, I call bullshit on most of those tests anyways for a lot of reasons. Oh, I have the perfect image for you.
oh God.
It explains you so well.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah. I've got to send you this, but 1 sec. Give me a moment here. Oh, this is gonna be funny. I just thought of the perfect meme to explain you, since you just mentioned doing an ancestry test. When I send you this, bear in mind I'm your friend, okay? He's like, oh Lord, that's not a good start.
So the Spice Girls.
No.
Were they the greatest band of the 90s or were they the greatest band of all time?
Neither.
See, it's an either or question. There's no third option there.
You're not going to make me say something I don't believe in.
I will forcibly convert you to Spiceism.
Okay, go check your group chat here.
Oh Lordy. Oh lordy, that has that is an absurdism. I prefer the term honky.
Oh, you don't want to show that one?
I don't know how to do that from my phone. My phone's weird. Like that's why I'm part of why I'm waiting for my new computer.
One sec, I'll give you a screen share to show it.
Because if I had my computer, I'd be able to share a bunch of stuff about the Spice Girls.
All right, let's make this simple. This is what I said. Wise guy already noticed it because he's laughing at it.
Some bitch. That's some bitch.
This is what I was just telling Ben. Since he said he did an ancestry test. Come on, share the screen.
I don't know how to do it for my phone.
You have it. All you have to do is click accept from the one I said.
Hold on. Oh. It's just this is offensive.
Yes, it is. That's why it's funny.
This is in poor taste.
Yeah, they probably are very boring and poor taste. This bitch, right? This bitch.
You know, I think the Spice Girls would not approve.
Well, of course they wouldn't. They're a bunch of white girls. I mean,
one of them is black. Okay.
Shh, don't ruin my jokes.
Spice.
Don't ruin my jokes.
That's Scary Spice, and she's probably the hottest one right now because she's got the booty. A booty that refuses to quit. That's the way. Oh, lordy, lordy.
It's your fault nobody else showed up. They didn't want to deal with you and your Spice Girl fetish.
They all loved that tweet I put out earlier.
Or were they being nice because they love you?
They loved the Spice Girls.
Mm-mm.
Hence, they understood the reference that I was making when I did the two become one joke.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Why
do you think I liked and supported your tweet? It had nothing to do with Spice Girls. It had to do with you being a friend.
The next time,
a friend with no taste, but a friend.
The next time when we're together with when we're together with Lola and Piper and them, I'm gonna ask them how they feel about the Spice Girls, and we will find out.
You have no taste. Fight me, bitch. I mean,
I'm sure that they would all agree. So you're the first woman I've met who doesn't like the Spice Girls.
Really? Because I don't know many that do. Maybe it's just where you live. The girls have no taste. I mean,
it's just anybody who grew up in my generation was all
excuse
about
you. We're not exactly that far apart in age.
Well, still kind of a generation.
No, we're not a different generation.
6 years, whatever.
Generation gaps are 20 years, you fucker.
Your age minus 6 is those people were into the Spice Girls.
Oh my God, wise guy.
That was a wonderful song. It was the most beautiful song about sexuality ever, other than the one by Marvin Gaye. Fuck, what was that song? Sexual Healing. The song was great.
You need help.
Every bunch of people love Sexual Healing.
That wasn't about that.
When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing. Sexual healing.
You need psychological help. Can we? Can somebody help me raise some funds so I can buy our sweet friend Ben an I Love Me coat so he doesn't feel so lonely?
I am not lonely. Okay.
Okay, what do I mean by an I Love Me coat?
Means that you think that I ain't getting laid.
No, it means you need a straight jacket so you can hug yourself all day.
Uh, no, I need more funding for Outlaw Nights issue 2 and to launch the first issue of Spice World 2, Spice World at War.
Why would I help fund you? You didn't give me a job to do any projects with you.
Look, it's all in the works. I got this issue, and then I'm doing the 3rd issue, and then I'm doing the 4th issue. It's like Avatar.
And where in any of these issues is a cover with beautiful retro pencil work by yours truly. Oh, that's right. You haven't hired me for one, so why should I worry about funding you?
I didn't know about you did cups with pencil work.
Mm-hmm.
I will hire you. I will.
I'm just giving you shit. You know that, right?
Yes, and that's why. But the way I'm going to hire you, though, is if you admit how wonderful the Spice Girls are.
I am not being blackmailed into saying anybody is a good band that I don't believe is.
Well, they're not men; they're women. So
I didn't say men. I said anybody.
Oh. The oversized shirt where 2 people. Well, you see, I confused it with like her basically saying that I'm not getting any. I mean, that's kind of true, but I got some a couple weeks ago. So.
Okay, Ben, check in your group. I sent the picture of one of my drawings that I did.
Oh, I thought you were going to make fun of me again.
No. That's one of my drawings.
Oh, fuck. Holy shit.
It was a crossover between Jessica Rabbit and Morticia Addams.
There's 2 big reasons I like it.
Right on front. But you gotta admit, my shading and my colors are tight.
Absolutely.
You didn't know I did that stuff?
I knew you did like some drawings, but I didn't know it was like all done up like that.
I do pinup stuff, and I'm a lot of shadowing and shading in my artwork.
Right now,
I did the colors on on the Vic King cover for Tilt 2, and I did the colors for his cover that he did for Road Warrior Drake.
Oh shit!
Along with the card deck for Tilt 2, the main art piece on the back of every card is a pinup that Vic drew that I colored.
But
mm-hmm.
Right now, I only have 1 female character, but I'm planning on adding more. Weirdly enough, the female character in Outlaw Nights looks a lot like Piper. And that was not done on purpose. Like, it was just weird. It just came out that way. It was weird.
So it wasn't you banking Piper? Come on, you can come clean. She's not here.
Well, I do have a thing for Piper, but she knows that. But, she's just,
Everyone thinks Piper's so hot. Nobody thinks I am. I mean, I'm just kidding.
You're married.
That doesn't mean I can't get compliments, damn it.
I'm at that age where I'm like, I'm tired of like talking to women that are unattainable. I need to, but Piper's all the way in Ohio, and every time I slightly flirt with her, she kind of gives me the nice, oh, okay, Ben, okay. That's enough. Okay. I'm like, yeah.
To be fair, I'm married and I'm extremely loyal and happily married, but I've kind of been open about the fact that I do get crushes on people constantly and I do flirt a lot naturally. Why? It's not like any of them are going to be as dumb as Richard and blurt out on air that they have a thing for me and they're falling for me.
Who's Richard?
Spartan Jeremy from Fandom Menace, my co-host
Oh
on my
God.
channel for a long time, my best friend. One of our friends was teasing from chat that I was trying to use my charms to win the argument, but good thing Richard's immune to them, and he blurted out how not immune to him that he was and how much he really liked me. And this are going, but she's married, but she's married. I respect that. But she's married. I respect that. And backpedaling as soon as he said it. And yeah, that kind of was an interesting day. He's still my best friend. I still talk to him daily.
You just made wise guys quote George Takei. So,
and to be fair, it kind of got played with a bit when he was co-hosting my channel for a year, where what he would still be doing if he wasn't taking care of his mom full time because his dad passed away last spring and his mom's a paralyzed vet. So he doesn't get to stream much anymore. But we teased him about it constantly for months that he had a crush on me, which he never denied. One day he was irritating me and he kept making these lewd comments at everything I said. And how many times have you pictured me bent over? And he smiled and went, not enough.
Lordy. I
was like, oh shit. No, what's funny is that all of this stuff, everything people say to me, everything that could be considered flirting or a come on, every lewd comment people say to me, I tell my husband about. Every DM people send me that's flirty or creepy, or every joking DM I send people, I show my husband. My husband knows Richard. He talks to him. And he trusts me. And he doesn't mind us being best friends.
Lordy. I
will say when I first told him what Richard blurted out on air, he checked that he wasn't going to be at any of the events I was going to and that he didn't live nearby.
Oh, the Jeremys. All those
the good old the Jer Army, right?
All those clones.
Actually, he was Clone Commander and Spartan Jeremy. He ran 2 of the different accounts.
I mean, this should just be a lesson to everybody that Camino is not a place to visit.
He's actually, though, British. He is a very good guy. He is a nice guy. Also, when we were on streams together, people assumed he was older than me, and he's 27 right now, and I'm 38.
Shit, I'm older than him.
And my telling him how old I am did not detract him.
Well, again, older women, it's a thing.
I did figure out, because when his dad passed away, his mom being disabled vet who can't get up and stuff, and he's doing all the stuff dealing with the funeral and getting the house in order and all that stuff. So he was constantly dealing with bills and running errands and figuring out stuff and everything. And he didn't want to leave her alone since she just lost her husband. So a lot of the time why I stopped streaming for months was because a lot of the time all day while he was doing that stuff, he'd leave the StreamYard with me open and leave the computer next to his mom plugged in, and I would talk to her and help her through the time while he was working on that stuff. His mom has a lot of things in common with me, actually. Right down to we both like to lay back and do our puzzles when we can't get up and stuff. And we have a lot of the same sense of humor and stuff. And it's like, it almost seems Freudian.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, me and his mom have a lot of personality stuff in common. And that kind of disturbed me a little. It actually kind of disturbed her a little too. But yeah, he's a really good guy. He's a really sweet guy, and he takes care of everybody he's around in his life.
Sounds great. I mean, he doesn't sound like a Ben, but not everybody can be one of the
No,
children's zoo.
he goes in the same category as Lyndon Hall in fact that half the time he looks like a knockoff of General Zod. I mean,
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Okay, you know who Lyndon Hall is, right? Full Aussie crew, does stuff with Lethal Lightning. He went on one of his.
I don't know most of the personalities in the Fandom Minutes.
Oh, they're not. They're They're adjacent. They get along with people in the community, but they're kind of their own thing. But
Fandom Menace adjacent.
Well, I would say there's people I consider CG adjacent to who really aren't in the community, but they have a lot of ties to it,
Yeah.
But Lyndon, he did one of the streams, and he had the whole like black leather stuff going and stuff, and I screen capped it, took a picture of Zod from the 80s Superman, put him side by side, and called him Lynn Zod, and made all these jokes about the Australian Slayer of this and stuff, and tweeted it out to him while he was on stream.
Oh, the Australians.
And I got a whole bunch of people nagging him, calling him Lynn Zod for like 3 months.
Oh, the Australians and their animals that seemingly defy all of our classifications of animals.
I don't know, wise guys, if I should take that as a compliment that I have a nice, lovable, bubbly personality, or you're saying that she's got great personality, as in, no, she's not that attractive.
I think it's just that the two dots make it seem ominous.
Yeah, it's not even a full ellipses. You gotta have 3 for that. So it's like, I don't know.
I'm sure it's a compliment since, yeah, that's the thing. He compliments you and he tells me that I look old and I'm balding and,
He compliments me, but I got one gift package and all the time I've known him, and he's always giving Piper stuff.
I mean,
and I didn't even get a birthday gift. I didn't even get a Google gift pass card from him.
He gets to hang out with Piper in person.
So in other words, I'm being punished for the fact that I live in the middle of the country?
Probably.
That's not fair. That's mean.
Hey, most of them don't see me because I'm down in New Orleans, and I got Anthony Figueroa, who is always too busy, and out of the people that I've known in the online community, I have spent time with and met Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge. She was the first one I met up with. He actually doesn't live that far from where I do. I've gone over and seen him a few times. And Chris Knight from Real Review and Sean Stackhouse. My husband doesn't care. It's how much less stuff he has to buy me, as he said it. He's not that kind of guy. He's not jealous. I've met Justin Proper before, Jesse Milestone, Jeff Hicks, Anna, Star Wars Girl, Jedi Bunny, Ryan Kennel, twice. I mean, you've met all the famous ones.
Jeremy Drunk, Gilkey, Exaggeration Nation, Jess. Let's see. There's a couple others, but they're not coming to me right now for some reason.
I met Fusebox. That guy's pretty cool.
I don't know. He seems like a total wanker to me.
I mean, I'm straight as an arrow, but when I saw him, I started to question. It was like,
why is he missing so much hair? I mean,
like, holy shit! How can somebody be this handsome? Like, how is it possible?
With that little hair.
There's more hair than the camera will let on. I'm using a phone camera. It's different. It's got that warp.
Quit blaming your phone. When I'm on my phone, I look hot.
I think I look pretty damn hot.
I'll show you. I'll show you, but 1 sec. I'll be back here in a minute.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I got plenty of hair. It's just, you got to kind of finagle it a little bit. I haven't met any of them. I met Anthony Figueroa and I met Preston Acevedo. And they were cool. But I didn't get to meet Piper, so that you know, that sucks. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Cry more. When I'm on my phone, it actually makes me look skinnier.
Okay, but that has nothing to do with my hair thingy.
It doesn't change your head to make your hair look like it doesn't exist. It's not a thing.
No, I just have a very large head. So it, you know.
I have, as my mother called it, an Indian bowling ball head. I'll explain that when I get back on the computer. 1 sec.
I have no idea who Nick from Echo Base Network is, but I'm sure he would agree that I'm a handsome man. He would also agree that the Spice Girls are wonderful.
Bullshit.
I'm fairly certain if you asked Jessie Milestone if she was a fan of the Spice Girls, she would say yes.
Want me to text her right now and ask her?
Yes. I want to find out. You'll be like, hey, I'm on Ben's channel, and she'll be like, who the fuck is that? It's like, oh, he was that guy who was posting Outlaw Nights links on your tweets that you never responded to, you know? I'm pretty much, that's how I became famous is, oh, hey, it's that guy that always posts a link to his campaign on everything he sees.
I just told her I'm debating with a friend. Spice Girls sucked, right?
But of course, you're not going to go to New Orleans.
I love Jeff and Jessie. They're sweethearts.
It's famous. Well, more infamous than famous. But, you know, of course you're not going to go to New Orleans because, you know, fuck that, right?
Well, the thing is, if he comes visits me, I could take him over here in the Black Hills and actually show him Crazy Horse and Rushmore and all that. What do you have to offer?
History. New Orleans, man. We have a fuck ton of history.
Yeah, partying and drunks and shit and Mardi Gras. I can show him actual culture and sophistication.
We have culture.
Southern culture. Wow.
We were Spanish first, then we became French, then we became Spanish again, then we became French again, and now we're a mix of French, Spanish, African, and what was the other one? Italian, Irish, and we've blended together into a wonderful mix
of nuts. I mean,
why'd you become a tiger?
Because I'm looking for something for my stomach, and I don't want to be groping around, bending backwards on camera.
Well, it's. I mean, really, the French Quarter that's the big tourist spot.
French need to be drawn and cornered. I mean,
my family is culturally French. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the French are the fuckers that started the scalping. It came from the French fur trappers.
Well, a lot of those were probably my ancestors. So
I'm just saying, you fuckers invented it. We perfected it, bitch.
But no, like the French Quarter is like the famous part of the town, but I mean, there's a lot of like really cool architecture around the city. But yeah, our main shit is a lot of bars and very relaxed drinking laws.
You see, I don't. Wow, fuck
I don't
drinking.
actually speak French, ironically enough. My great grandparents spoke fluent French.
Is it wrong while I was on the res, I had somebody teach me how to spell out the phrase for stop spreading germs so I could start saying that when idiots start talking?
Well, I don't see it as a horrible thing. I don't see it as a net positive or a net negative.
Hey, I still need to learn more of my traditional tongue. Oh, that sounds all pervy. I didn't mean it to be.
That's what she said.
Literally, she right here, me.
Qu'est-ce
But I did.
I can't even say it.
You have failed as a Frenchman. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I mostly know how to speak the secret language of the Olympian gods. You went to Blockbuster. I mean, shit. You didn't see the city, or you didn't see the swamps with all the fucking alligators?
Oh, yeah, when I drove through Louisiana, I had to dodge gators on the highway.
That's how we do it.
See, I grew up in the Dakotas here. I'm used to dodging bison on the highway. I mean,
there you go. We have prehistoric reptiles that have remained evolutionarily unchanged since the dinosaurs. Kelsey Shannon. He lives here? Fuck. Damn. Oh, wait, was that a joke about dinosaurs?
Ben, is your brain defective?
Well, it's getting close to 2 hours, so at this point, my brain is starting to.
Nobody showed but me. I blame your wanting to make it a Spice Girls thing, and I blame you. And I say it's not fair.
Well, I get the feeling that Lola would have shown up, but she may be drinking.
No, that's not nice, you bastard.
I'm not saying that as a mean thing. I'm saying I think it'd be fun. Once the stream ends and we're talking in the after thing, she'll come on and she'll tell us how much she loves us. I like it when she's drunk. She's really fun.
So you're an enabler?
No, I'm a recovering alcoholic, actually. So I have to get my kicks somehow.
So you're an enabler for your own amusement?
I'm not enabling. I'm just not her daddy. But you know that Lola is really fun when she's drunk. She loves everybody and she talks about it, and we all get to feel complimented. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm trying to type this out.
Oh, did Jessie ever respond?
Oh, I'll have to tell you later. She usually doesn't respond instantly to people's texts.
She's too famous.
No, it's not that. She's just
See, I was a fun drunk up until drink number 4 or 5. Then I became blackout. Oh shit, we're throwing this guy out of the bar.
Okay, try to pronounce that.
Wathukawa.
Oh God.
Awankichigawa Sniyoyi.
Okay, that's not. when you're talking with a Sioux accent, I pet you washte, wonkin tonkin kichi un. I bid you good day, may the great spirit bless you. A lot of the hard sounds of the Klingon language was based on Lakota language. You gotta step up and speak rougher as you speak it.
There you go. It's a universal thing. All Lolas are happy drunks.
Wachakutla. Awankinchiyantapi sinyoni. Stop the spread of germs. Which I use as a phrase to say, shut your mouth, idiot.
Yeah, I can't say that. I don't know how to say that.
Anna atalila washte, wankin tonkin kichi un.
Walkin' talkin'?
Wankin tonkin kichi un.
Lordy, lordy.
How many times do you get to learn some native words from one of the tribe members?
It's not every day. Lordy, lordy.
Speaking of Richard, he's around now, so I'm going to ditch you.
Oh, okay.
Nothing against you. I haven't gotten to talk to him today, and we go through stuff at night for plans for work for the next day for us.
That's cool. I'm probably going to wrap it up anyway.
Never decker with an unwrapped pecker.
Those things are too confining.
You're full of shit.
I'm not. It's too damn thick.
I have to go now, and I doubt it. Bye.
Bye. Hey. It is too damn thick, by the way. You got to ask people who've seen it. But, you know, since Rosetta had to leave, I need to take this time to talk about the Spice Girls and how wonderful they are, and why Spice World is one of the best bad movies you can watch. It, yeah, again, it's the manager. The manager is the one who makes it. Wathut kala awong kichi yas pi sniyaye. They are not whores. Okay, I don't believe that they were paid for sex. Or, well, I mean, I'm sure they probably had, you know, the guys take them out for really fancy dinners and treat them to stuff. So yeah, that probably. But, you know, I wouldn't consider them whores. Yeah, she said it, and I still don't quite remember how she said it. Somebody has to, and this is about getting them back together, or at least getting the rights to do the sequel to Spice World, because I think I could do something great with that. You know, it's like they did the whole girl power thing, and it's like the sequel, it's, you know, it's what you would expect from, you know, it's like it's been a huge amount of time, so it's like what happened, the world was taken over by boy power, and it's this big fascist regime, and the world is just in this dark, dismal place. And the girls have to come back together, and they have to use their powers to free humanity and usher in a new age. I think that's the way to go. That's the way you do it. I mean, we could get Liam Neeson as like the bad guy or something. I could totally see that. Because you want you like since the first one was very light and fluffy and had the thinnest plot, with this one we go hard on the drama, we go hard on the edge, and you get a great actor like Liam Neeson in there to really sell it. The girls will be the weakest part, but still. No, 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 no. The Spice Girls are still going to be there. Like, we're not doing a passing of the torch thing. None of that. It's just they have to come back together to stop the rise of boy power. Because and boy power will be sort of like the Nazis, doing their thing. We may bring back the bad guy from the first one, who was he was working for the tabloids, and he really nailed that part. God, that movie was so bad. But I mean, anybody who watched it as a kid, like they all will tell you, "Oh God, it was a great movie," and it's like, no, it wasn't. You're looking at it with rose-colored glasses, but still. Oh God, that's right. Exactly, exactly. That's the way. Yes, we go full. Yes, Liam Neeson will be like the perfect like super villain that the girls have to defeat, but they don't defeat him through fighting or anything like that. They do it just from coming together and playing one of their songs. And the power it generates is too much. Oh God, that's like, yes, that is it. That is what I'm looking for. That is precisely it. It's like he's being incredibly menacing. You know, really go hard with the heavy drama. Hell, we might even do like the Zack Snyder thing and just totally desaturate all the colors. Since the first one was very colorful and poppy, the second one will be muted color tones, very dark. I can see it. I can totally see it. Or at the very least, if I ever make my show idea of governing guns, I want the Spice Girls to appear in an episode. She didn't even need to say it because it was happening. That's right. I went there. I went there. Oh, it's all good, bro. Rosetta and I just kind of debated on the merits of the Spice Girls. Rosetta thinks that they're just horrible whores. I thought that they were the band that defined the 90s, and that even though the movie Spice World was bad, it was one of those movies that is so bad that you love it because it's bad. And I've just been talking with Wise about creating a sequel where we would really just up the ante. We would make it very dramatic. It would be called Spice World 2, Spice World at War. And the girls have to reunite after being broken up for many years because boy power has taken over the world like a fascist regime. and it's up to the Spice Girls to defeat them. And I'm thinking the bad guy would be Liam Neeson, and we would just give him a super dramatic role, like we would just make everything dark. See, I can respect that. Sporty being your secret crush. I can respect that. My crush was Baby when I was a kid, and as I've gotten older, my tastes have sort of refined, and I'm more into Sporty Spice. I mean, not Sporty Spice. I'm sorry. I'm more into Scary Spice, because Scary Spice has the booty that won't quit. See, you should have been saying this when Rosetta was on. Like, you would have thrown her for a loop, because she thought she was winning the argument. She thought, oh, nobody liked the Spice Girls. Nobody. You should have. Where the hell were you? Baby was my favorite. I mean, Ginger had the tatas that made you go zowie. Yes, absolutely, abso-freaking-lutely. See, I don't know if it would. I don't know if K-pop would really fit with Liam. You know, you'd have to think of like maybe rock or some kind of heavy metal, or hell, maybe even like with the way he talks and everything, it probably even some kind of classical music. Just something that is just the opposite of 90s pop. Yes, absolutely. But even more, like I would go like Spice Girls meets what's like Spice Girl meets V for Vendetta. That's what I'm thinking. See, like, yeah, the K-pop bands, I could see them having a role in it, but it would need to be kind of like they would be kind of like either like the Joker or the Riddler in this sort of thing. Like they're goofy, they're kind of quirky, but you know, they're up to no good. Oh no, no, no. I wouldn't go that. Well, maybe. That's possible. It would have to be something like a skull, or like, you know, just something really menacing, something frightening. I'm really seeing this coming together. Spice World at War. And like the main drama that would happen at first is that, you know, it's like the girls have to come back together, but it's like they all have their personal differences. And you know, because it's been such a long time, they're like, you know, look, girls, that was another time. We were different people back then. And you know, and they're still not quite getting along because of the breakup of the band. And Posh Spice is still being Posh Spice, you know, like every time they've had a reunion, she's always the one that never shows up, because they go, oh, I'm too busy with David Beckham and my family. Hubby jabbo. Just, But really, Ginger was the linchpin. She was the one who kind of broke them up first. Like she left the band first, and that was the beginning of the end. Like I remember the four remainders did an album together, or like two albums, and then they pretty much just kind of petered out from there. So I think in the movie, Ginger would kind of have to be like, she's the main holdout. Like she's the one they really have to convince. You know, they got to sell her on it. But it could work. But we have to do it soon before they get too old. Because I'm not doing what Disney's doing with Indiana Jones. I'm not going to drag them in if they're in their 70s. It's just not going to work. And from what I've seen, like Scary Spice is still really hot. Like she's retained most of her hotness. Ginger is a little Baby Spice still looks pretty good. And I mean, as for Posh, I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. Posh has always had issues. No. Well, I mean, the first one already introduced aliens, if you recall. They actually had a scene where aliens came to Earth and the girls were out in the woods. And when they came to Earth, they're like, oh, we're big fans of the Spice Girls. And I remember one of them actually grabbed Ginger Spice's boobs. And that was probably the highlight of the movie, in my opinion. That and watching poor George Wendt just sink so low in his role in that movie. God, it had been a long time since Cheers ended. God bless him. Yeah, but I mean, the aliens could come back. I mean, it could be the same species of alien. Like, you know, they never stopped listening to the Spice Girls after all these years. You need to rewatch that movie because it's painfully bad. Lordy, this has been fun, but I think my voice is starting to go. So I probably got to wrap it up right about now. But thank you so much, Wise, Ian, and Rosetta, for coming out. As always, for anybody watching the replay, I am Ben, aka Fusebox, creator and writer of Outlaw Nights. If you like this stream or any of our streams, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell for the notifications. If you didn't even like this, hit the dislike button. I'm not going to see it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing this again next Saturday, and I may try to do a stream earlier also, but that's just depending. And yeah, and I'm hoping to poll some more people about the Spice Girls now, just to annoy Rosetta. I actually don't, but I probably should. My comic trailer is actually on my channel. So I mean, I should probably load that up somehow once I figure it out. Yeah. But Outlaw Nights issue number 1 has already ended. The campaign's already ended. But I am actually working on issue 2's. We've got some preliminary artwork coming out for issue 2, and the mailing list is going to be coming out fairly soon. A little less than a month, I would say. It really just kind of depends on what my artist is gonna how much time it's gonna take my artist, because he's working on the first 4 pages, and we've got 1 down, and he's got most of the second one done. And I've actually gotten 2 artists to do 2 covers for issue 2, and we're gonna have 2 covers available on the next campaign. And I'm really excited about that because I think these covers got me real jazzed. Yeah, I mean, in many ways, the trailer I used for the trailer I used for the first issue really sums up kind of what happens mostly in the first issue. I mean, it doesn't give everything away, but that's pretty, good stuff. And I am planning on doing another trailer for the next campaign. I'm most likely going to hire the skits team. They got a film crew. They got editing services. I'm probably going to hire them if I don't edit it myself, because I'm kind of a basic bitch editor. I can, edit up something, but probably not super great. But I'm very excited because issue 2 is going to be coming soon. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Knights Outlaw. That's with an N and not a K. And yeah. Oh yeah, they are good. They're as pro as it gets. Karshina always has like so much energy when she does her streams. I don't know how she does it. But yeah, like, subscribe, and leave a comment letting us know what you think about our sequel to Spice World, or what you think about the Spice Girls in general. And as always, I will talk to you all later.